So Cantor Kathy mentioned that it's Shabbat Shirah. It's our time in which we celebrate the journey of the Israelites going across the Sea of Reeds and experiencing freedom. It was last week we had our Interfaith Youth Service. A number of you were here. We always get great questions. And one of the questions asked about what our view of redemption is. It was perfect timing for the time of year. And there's a big difference as to how Jews look at the idea of redemption and the rest of the world tends to look at it. A lot of times when we talk about redemption, we think about our own personal redemption. But for us as Jewish people, we almost always think about redemption as something that we share with other people and that we share publicly. Something happens in the world and we experience a new freedom with those who are part of our community, and we celebrate it. In fact, we say a blessing as part of our Michamocha. We often say, Go'aleinu Adonai Tzavaot Shemo, that we collectively want to be redeemed. Ga'al Yisrael, the people of Israel, we want ourselves as a people to be free. We don't just want one person, we want all of us together to experience it. And so we're not thinking about the individual redemption this week. We're thinking about the ways in which we get to celebrate with other people, the times in which we've gotten to sing or be joyful with others because together we experienced something special. We experienced a type of freedom. And so we have two people who are going to share moments that they got to experience this with others. They're going to share their stories with us this evening. We invite Jody to share hers first.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jody Schweiger, and I work for Caring Transitions. Caring Transitions is a downsizing, relocation, and estate sale company. So I help older adults. I celebrate our senior community's freedom from stress, anxiety, and the palpable feeling of being overwhelmed. Transitioning from one home to another is not easy for older adults or their families. However, after consciously creating their new space with many familiar items, I have seen time and time again how relieved they are when they walk into their new home. Many cry tears of joy or have big hugs to share. One client actually told me she loved me. Emotional freedom may be a difficult thing to analyze, but the reactions of this older adult community to my hard work is rewarding, to say the least. This is how I help to set a community free, and at the same time, I free myself.
Amen. Amen. We invite Andy Jaffe to share a few words as well.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Back in the late 1960s, when I was in high school, I saw how much fun my older brother was having in Temple Youth Group, and I couldn't wait to join. TYG in Akron had about 50 high school-aged members back then. The officers of TYG provided programming twice a month, and we all traveled to other congregations 5 times a year in the Nelfty region for a weekend of their programming. Nelfty was a group of Reformed congregations which stretched from Canton up through Buffalo to Toronto to Montreal. Further, the last week of August, we traveled to Camp White Pine for a week, which was 3 hours north of Toronto. TYG was a great organization, run by its elected officers who provided what I can only describe as alternative and fun Jewish learning through services, song, and discussion groups with rabbis and advisors. Today, we just don't have the high school students we had back then. Rabbi Brown meets often with our high school students and provides them with the same kind of fun, alternative Jewish programming which I enjoyed so much during high school. I'm sure these students enjoy their time with Rabbi Josh as much as any of us would.
And so from current day to the 60s, to hundreds of years ago, to thousands of years ago, what we celebrate this Shabbat is the ways in which, as a community, we've shared our moments of gaining freedom. And we do that with these very special words. We share them every week. This week, though, we underline them, we share them more loudly, we share them as we think about all the ways the youth group events and the grandparents that we've helped and the friends that we've experienced freedom with, perhaps the moments in history in which we have realized that civil rights and other rights were given to people, that we celebrated as a country. We share these words, Micha Mocha, with a tune written by someone very special, as some of you will recognize, as we think about the ways in which, as a community, we have found redemption together. Join with us.